Ask anyone who's played Bloodborne, and you'll get different answers about the game's first boss. Some will point to Cleric Beast, Yharnam's first wall for most hunters. Others will swear it's Father Gascoigne, the first mandatory gatekeeper of the hunt. And those aren't wrong. But I have a different take. I think the first true boss of Bloodborne is Yharnam itself. Because before either health bar ever appears, the city has already tested you. And if you can't survive the mobs, the layout, and the lessons of these streets, you'll never even make it to the bridge. In this video, we're breaking down why Central Yharnam is a masterpiece of game design. We'll look at how the area subtly trains you without ever feeling like a tutorial, how enemy placement, shortcuts, and even death itself are used to teach aggression and awareness. We'll explore how the layout twists and reconnects like a perfect maze, turning confusion into understanding and fear into confidence. And finally, we'll see how everything you learn here, from spacing and aggression to risk and reward, is tested later by Cleric Beast and Father Gascoigne. Because Central Yharnam isn't just a regular starting area of a game. It's one of the smartest level designs ever made. Yharnam starts kind. But that is the illusion. One villager on a stair, slow swing, easy dodge. Another down the road, 2 quick hits and he falls. It feels safe, like the game is letting you warm up, testing your buttons, not your judgment. And for me, it felt familiar. Because the only Souls game I had played before this was Dark Souls. I played it years ago, and I remembered how it began. A few hollows, one at a time. Slow, basic moves. So when Bloodborne opened the same way, I thought I knew what was coming. I felt confident. I thought, I've done this before. But I was wrong. Because when I stepped into the square, the illusion ended. I rushed forward, thinking it would be the same as before. Just one enemy at a time. Slow, predictable, easy. I swung at the first villager, and that's when it happened. Shouts. Torches lit up. The whole group turned at once, from the sides, from the back, and from the balcony above. What I thought was one fight became 10. I tried to back away, but the lane was blocked with wagons and coffins. I tried to heal, and the gunner clipped me from above. In seconds, I was surrounded, dead. The only Souls game I played before this was Dark Souls. That game is hard, but its first area feels fair. Here, I felt punished for every habit I carried over. I died again, and again, and again. Lesson 1 became clear. The game wasn't teaching me buttons anymore. It was teaching me control. To separate the group, to fight on my terms. It wasn't about beating one target. It was about managing the crowd as a system. And the punishment for failing was brutal. Because every wasted heal was gone for good. Blood vials were limited, and after too many deaths, I started running out. I had nothing left. And suddenly, I realized I couldn't play safe anymore. And that's when I noticed it. The orange bar, glowing after I got hit. At first, I didn't understand. But then I swung back, and some of my health returned. That was lesson 2, the rally system. The game telling me, don't run, don't turtle, don't backpedal, fight. It changed everything. I started taking hits on purpose, stepping in instead of out. Hit fast, recover what I lost. The fear of losing health became fuel for aggression. Every death before this had taught me to stop running. Now the rally system gave me the reason to trust it. That's when Bloodborne finally made sense. Closer is safer. Aggression isn't just a choice, it's survival. And Yharnam had taught me those 2 lessons, before I ever saw a boss health bar. Where did you die the most in Central Yharnam? Comment below, and if you're enjoying this hunt so far, like and subscribe. I'm still a small creator, and every bit helps keep the lantern lit. The first thing that hits you about Yharnam is the city itself. Tall Gothic towers leaning overhead, coffins chained shut against the walls, torches burning on every corner. And the villagers themselves, the people, are your enemies. It gives, dare I say, a bit of fear in you. Not loud fear, but quiet dread. Like the city is alive and watching. And the deeper you go, the more it feels deliberate. Yharnam isn't just Gothic, it's cosmic horror, inspired by Lovecraft. Ordinary streets hiding something much darker underneath, and whispers of things you can't yet understand. That atmosphere changes how you play. You're not just fighting enemies, you're surviving a city that feels hostile by design. Then you find the first lamp. It feels safe, but then you realize it's the only one. From there, the city stretches forward with no mercy. Crowds waiting in the square, hunters on balconies, dogs in cages, and no lamp in sight. Every death sent me back to the start, again and again, and that's when it clicked. The city wasn't just testing how well I could fight, it was testing if I could last. After dying in the square too many times, I tried something new. I ran. Heart racing, mobs chasing, gunshots behind me, but I made it through the gate. That's when I realized I didn't need to kill them. I just needed to survive. Lesson 3 was simple. You don't have to fight everything. Running past is risky, but often it's the smarter choice. Because Yharnam isn't testing how much you can kill. It's testing if you can reach what matters. And then came lesson 4. The city rewards survival with shortcuts. Locked gates at the start, suddenly opening from the other side, a ladder dropping down to save minutes of mobs. The first time I unlocked one of those paths back to the lamp, it felt like a victory as big as a boss fight. Because now, I didn't have to clear the square again. I had earned progress. Not from farming enemies, but from learning the city. And the more I played, the more I noticed the genius of Yharnam's design. Enemy placement wasn't random. A shooter on a balcony forces you to move differently. A patrol drifting by punishes long fights. Edge enemies wait to flank you when you get greedy. Lamp placement teaches endurance. One lamp at the start, then nothing until you've proved yourself. It makes you value every step. Shortcut placement rewards exploration. You see the big iron gate near the lamp early, but it only opens after a loop through mobs. It's the city saying, you earned your safety. Item placement gives quiet hints. Pebbles near crowds, pull one safely. Molotov cocktails show up right before the bridge, where 2 werewolves wait. The first time I fought them, it felt almost impossible. They hit too hard, they moved too fast. I thought they were unbeatable. But then I tried fire, and suddenly the fight was different. The wolves were vulnerable. What felt impossible became manageable. It wasn't luck. It was the city teaching me again. The items weren't just loot, they were clues. Yharnam wasn't random, it was deliberate. Every enemy, every item, every shortcut, every empty stretch with no lamp, all of it, teaching me how to survive. What other game nails level design like Yharnam? Elden Ring? Dark Souls 1? Something else entirely? Comment your take below. I read everyone. After everything Yharnam had thrown at me, I finally reached the bridge, and waiting there is the Cleric Beast. For most hunters, this is the first real boss. It wasn't elegant or graceful. just raw, violent motion. The Cleric Beast wasn't made to impress you. It was made to make you feel small. The first time I saw it, I froze. The scale, the sound, the bridge shaking beneath its weight. It wasn't just a boss fight. It was a baptism, delivered by the beast. But the Cleric Beast isn't about spectacle. It's about design. Everything the city hinted at before is now enforced. Aggression is mandatory. If you step back, it steps farther. If you wait, it reaches. The bridge gives you no room to retreat. The only safe place is forward. In most games, defense keeps you alive. Here, it gets you killed. Every dodge is a setup for your next hit, not an escape. Hesitation isn't safety, it's surrender. The first time I fought it, I tried to play careful. I rolled back, waited for openings, stopped to heal. Every time I retreated, its arm caught me. Every time I tried to create distance, there was nowhere left to go. Running doesn't work here. I had to fight forward, so I did. I stayed close to its legs, trading blows. This is where Bloodborne's rally mechanism really kicks in. Every hit I took was a chance to take some of my health back. The moment I stopped dodging and started pressuring, the fight changed. The beast can stagger. If you stay close and focus your attacks on its arms or head, it starts to falter. A charge strike to the head and it drops to its knees. That's your moment. Move in fast and deliver a visceral. The loudest, most satisfying sound that confirms you're in control now. The Cleric Beast wasn't there to entertain you. It was there to test you. To see if you could stay calm in panic. To see if you were ready to become a hunter. And from this moment on, every fight will demand it. What was your biggest lesson from the Cleric Beast fight? Timing, aggression, or something else? Share your story in the comments. I love reading how other hunters survived their first wall. Father Gascoigne is Central Yharnam's final exam. The moment that decides whether you're ready for the rest of Bloodborne. By now, you either understand how to hunt, or you don't. The scene opens in a quiet graveyard. Tombstones everywhere, fog hanging low, the moonlight cold and distant. Father Gascoigne stands among the dead, whispering something under his breath. You can't tell if it's prayer or madness. He looks like a man still holding on, but just barely. Then he turns toward you. And the moment he moves, you know this won't be like anything before. He doesn't lunge like a beast or roar like a monster. He attacks like a hunter. Fast, sharp, deliberate. And you realize this isn't a boss fight. It's a mirror match. Gascoigne fights the same way you do. And that's what makes him terrifying. He dodges your swings. He parries your attacks. He transforms his weapon mid-combo, just like you've learned to. He even uses a gun to punish your greed. Every trick you've relied on, he knows them all. He moves with intent, not like a monster reacting, but like a hunter thinking. Someone who understands your instincts because he shares them. And then it hits you. You're not the only hunter here. That's the real test. Not whether you can beat him, but whether you can survive against someone who fights by the same rules you do. This boss forces you to learn that this is Bloodborne, not Dark Souls. You can't wait for safety. You create it through aggression. Gascoigne takes everything the game has taught you so far and turns it back on you, forcing you to master the system or die by it. As the fight goes on, something changes. Gascoigne's movements grow faster, wilder. His precision gives way to rage. Every swing feels heavier, more desperate. He stops hunting you and starts giving in to the hunt itself. Each hit you land pushes him further toward the edge until he finally loses control and the transformation begins. The beast was inside him all along. The hunt just set it free. He roars, shedding what's left of his humanity. The duel becomes chaos. The hunter is gone. Only the beast within remains. In this final phase, defense and evasion will only get you killed. Because of his speed, you barely have time to counterattack or heal. Staggering and visceral strikes become the key. Timing, not retreat, is what keeps you alive. And when it's over, there's no triumph, only silence. Because Gascoigne isn't a villain, he's a warning. A glimpse of what every hunter becomes if they stay. Was Gascoigne fair as Central Yharnam's first mandatory boss? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'm still a small YouTuber out here, and your support will keep this hunt alive. Thank you.